You asked for this. Seriously, you did. I get a lot of comments with my videos, mostly good comments, some not so much. However, I've received numerous comments all asking the same questions. I call these the common comments, the questions and complaints Anime America would receive over and over again. So instead of answering them all with the same answers, I'm going to answer the most popular ones in a mini A-list. This is the top 10 YouTube comment comments. And no, I'm not here to ridicule your questions. I'm just too lazy to type the same answers over and over again. Number 10. Gay actors for gay characters. Why did he say that? This was just a bad edit move on my part here. In the top 10 worst anime dubs, we placed the infamous yaoi Gravitation at number 4. In this segment, however, one of the guest hosts, Will, made a not-so-classy statement about how the dubbing company should have hired their actors.
Okay, it was gay to begin with. You have to have people who can speak well, and gay people don't talk like, yeah, No. Acts and look around for real gay people to act as gay people.
Yeah, at first I saw nothing wrong with the statement. I actually thought for some strange reason he had a good point. Now that I look back on it though, yeah, it was a pretty lame statement. From that point on, I made sure to double check our scripts and what we say.
You're gay, you're really gay. You know, like stick up a butt gay.
Well, I'm trying. Number 9. Yoko should have won that year compared to this ugly bitch. Okay. Number 1. That's an ugly statement there. Number 2. It's the votes that decide our winners, not me. 3. Where were you that year anyways? 4. You think that's bad? You should have seen the second competition. Yoko didn't even make it past round 3. She lost to Blair from Soul Eater. Again, where were you? I'll say this much though, I really wasn't expecting Misaki to win that year. Why? Usually new names never make it far in the competition. I didn't expect the fan base for Kaichua Maid-sama to be that big. Misaki won her title because she had a huge fan base behind her. Usui, on the other hand, had a slight advantage in the men's category. Not only did he come with a popular fan base, but since his girl, Misaki, won the women's title, the audience thought it'd be real cute to have a couple win the title. To put it simply, Misaki won thanks to the big fan base, and Usui won thanks to a big fan base and the fact that Misaki won the women's title. Not that I'm saying they didn't deserve the titles, but you never know who will win with an audience like this. Don't like it? Then spread the word. Tell everyone you may or may not know about the top 32 sexy men and women of anime. The bigger the audience, the better the competition. Number 8. Ciel's voice was awesome. What's your problem? Being an anime reviewer who has watched many amazing animes with amazing dubs, I expect great anime titles like Black Butler to have the perfect voices. In my English review of Black Butler, I gave the dub a fair rating, but I gave Ciel a disappointing rating. In my opinion, I thought Brina's voice for Ciel was too womanly to sound like a boy. With all the comments we've received, however, some of you thought I was deaf. Half of the comments had to educate me on how British boys are supposed to sound, and the other half was to defend Brina Palencia. It's all cool, guys, but just remember, these reviews are based on our opinions. We respect your opinions. All we ask in return is for you to respect ours. We all have our opinions, I just happen to have the equipment and the free time to project my voice. Number 7. Isn't Soshi a fox demon? This is one of my most obvious flops, but with good reasons. Watching the first few episodes of Ino X Boku Secret Service, I didn't hear anyone say he was a fox demon. I just assumed with his color, his loyal manner, and how the title means the dog and me, I said he was a dog demon. However, people had to tell me he's obviously a fox demon because of his tails. Really? We're just going to ignore the fact that he acts like a dog and the title has the word Inu, which means dog, all because he has multiple tails? Never mind the fact that fox demons are supposed to personify trouble and mischief, so yeah, how was he a fox demon? Well, your attitude would change if you were lonely like he was. Oh really? Tell that to the true fox demon, Naruto. His whole village hated his guts, but he still kept his foxy nature. He's a super loyal hottie who happens to have fox demon skills. What's the problem? I'm sorry, but it would have made more sense to make him a dog demon. Why put dog in the title and make him act like one if you're just gonna make him a fox demon? If there were dog demons in traditional folklore, either change the title to Foxity or give him different demon powers. Is it really that hard? Number 6. Does Goku's Super Saiyan transformation not count as an anime transformation? You know, maybe we should really rename that episode to the top 10 magical girl transformations. In this episode, we highlighted the best and the most memorable transformations in anime history. However, we got a lot of complaints about how we ignored other types of transformations like the infamous Super Saiyan transformation. Now to us, with the animation and overall quality, this isn't the best transformation. I mean, all you do is yell and boom, you got blonde hair and blue eyes. Big whoop. However, this would qualify as one of anime's best transformations with just the impact and memory, especially when Goku transformed for the first time in the Frieza saga. If we redid the list with every kind of transformation, Goku's first Super Saiyan transformation would have placed on the list. Maybe we should make a top 10 best transformations that aren't magical girls. Number 5. If you're such an expert, how come you can't pronounce Japanese right? I'll curse my native English tongue. It can't be hard to pronounce foreign words, but I have learned how to properly pronounce Japanese words over the years. Konnichiwa. Arigatou gozaimashita. O genki sama desu ka? Itsuka sekai o shihai suru zo. Occasionally, though, my tongue slips and I say the words wrong. It's understandable, though, since Japanese is not my native language. However, I get a lot of complaints with just how I say the word anime. The correct way, I guess, is anime. But this can be a tomato-tomato thing. Some say anime, others say anime. If anything, I'm just pronouncing the word from the origin word, animation. When the Japanese learned animation thanks to American cartoons, they created their own cartoons and shrunk the word animation to anime. If you want to pronounce it with a Japanese dialect, that's fine. But don't go all weeaboo on people like me who say it like anime. Anime. An-na-may. Anime. Number 4. Cowboy Bebop isn't the #1 English dub. It sucks. Blasphemy! Sorry, couldn't hold it in. Okay, kiddies, listen up. Back in my days, the glorious epic known as Toonami had the following: Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, Tenchi Muyo, Gundam Wing, Outlaw Star, and Ronin Warriors. Very good animes with some cheesy voice acting. One day, Bandai got their hands on this title and said, "Hey anime fans, here's a present for you. You're welcome." That was when Toonami Midnight Run came out and we were introduced to Cowboy Bebop. This was unlike anything we'd ever seen. The story was different, the characters were unbelievable, and above all, the acting was phenomenal. The actors took these roles seriously and to heart. This made all of us fall in love with Steve Bloom and Wendy Lee. The show itself made us rethink our perception of anime in general. Now, do some of you kids out there understand this? We here at Anime America try to be fair and compare every anime title. We know we can't appease everyone, but know this: we don't choose anime titles based on popularity. We can't comprise our top 10 list using anime titles you only like. That's not fair to all the other deserving titles you may or may not have heard of. When we made this list, everyone at Anime America got together to suggest their anime dubs, but we all knew what had to be #1. It was unanimous: Cowboy Bebop. If you haven't seen it, you are not a real anime fan until you do. Yeah, I went there. And yes, to answer the other question for the top 10 best dubs, listen up. There are 2 reasons why some animes you suggested are not on the list. Number 1, this episode was recorded in 2009, so for any anime dubbed around 2010 to now, like Italia or Baccano, you're welcome Megan, they're not on the list because they were dubbed after we made this episode. Number 2. This was a group decision, so for any anime dubbed 2009 or older, we didn't think they were as good as what we put on the list. For example, Naruto, Bleach, and Soul Eater. Each of them decent dubs, but we all felt they weren't as good as what we picked. Number 3. What's wrong with Excalibur and Drosselmeyer? You know how in some top 10s you need a little filler just to complete the list? Well, what do you think these two were? Back when I made the top 10 characters that should have gone back to the drawing board, I had 8 locked characters to put in the list. I just needed 2 more characters to make it a top 10 list. Hello, Google! I looked up crazy looking anime characters and found Drosselmeyer and Excalibur, both in really good anime titles I hadn't seen before I made this list. Now that I've seen these shows and look back on this list, I pretty much regretted it. As crazy as they look, it doesn't take away from their great character. If I remade this list, I'd remove Excalibur and maybe Drosselmeyer. Who would I replace him with? I don't know, maybe Kamado Ueshida from Mirai Nikki. How does that woman's anatomy fit with the others? Just saying. Number 2. How dare you put Dragon Ball Z in the top 10 worst English dubs? I'll never hear the end of this. In the top 10 worst dubs, we put DBZ Seasons 3 to GT at number 7. Some of the cast complained about the acting, while the others hated the recast. We thought we were justified, but then we get this comment a lot. Didn't you hear the Japanese at all? That sucked more than the English dub. Oh my god. You guys are right. And on that note, it truly isn't fair to condemn an anime with cheesy acting, but still sounded a million times better than the original Japanese dub. With that, DBZ shouldn't have been on the list. Now as for One Piece, it's debatable. Some of you love the Funimation dub, but I'm still not a big fan of it. I know we were making fun of the fact that it was rescued from 4Kids, but still, some of us just didn't like either dubs. Then again, you could say there are worse dubs out there, so if we did redo this list, Dragon Ball Z would be off the charts, and One Piece would either be lower on the list or maybe not on the list at all. Happy now? Honorable mention! Utao should be in the top 32 sexy women of anime. Okay guys, when it comes to the top 32 sexy men and women of anime, we choose our men and women based on looks, popularity, release date, and age. Even though these are cartoon characters we're judging, we still have standards, so we try to stay away from characters 15 years and younger. Utao from Shugokara is 13 going on 14. She may be in the close enough range, but yeah, we just don't feel comfortable enough to have her on this competition. Our age limit is 16 and older, with some exception for 15-year-olds. Characters that we know are 15 and going on 16 are accepted into the competition. Hi, Reino Komura! And the number 1 most common YouTube comment we get is... Seriously, we get this one every day. Why wasn't the death of Lelouch, L, Ushio, and Ace in your top 10 saddest deaths? We get these questions every day. Not kidding. Once the A-list top 10 saddest deaths came out, we got hundreds of comments regarding the absence of Lelouch from Code Geass, L from Death Note, Ushio from Clannad, and Ace from One Piece. For each character, we have very good reasons. So, let's go one at a time, shall we? Lelouch. Some of you thought his death was way more sad than Shirley, who actually placed 9th on our list. To us, whenever someone dies unexpectedly and dramatically, it tears us apart. Lelouch, however, to us, wasn't that sad. He defeats his dad, becomes the great asshole king of the world that everyone hates, and plans his own death so that everyone can celebrate and be in peace with each other, as well as make a better world for Nanali to rule as queen. So yeah, you can't really feel sorry for a guy who got what he wanted and planned his own death. He set out a goal to bring his father down and to change the world, and he did. He did it! No tears were shed when this pretty boy died. If anything, we do think there was one death from Code Geass that was a bit more sad than Lelouch and Shirley. This would be the death of Princess Euphemia. With Shirley, we felt terrible that this young girl was in the wrong place at the wrong time and how she was professing her love as she was dying. This was sad. But then, we look at Euphemia and we're like, crap! We got it wrong! Euphemia wanted to bring the world together and find a way to do it, but Lelouch's chaos got out of hand, and Euphemia is mistakenly forced to kill all the Japanese in the area. She was forced to do something she never wanted to do and died in the process. This was heartbreaking. So out of all the deaths in Code Geass, Euphemia would be the saddest. L. I'll admit I was on the light wagon when I was into Death Note, but that's just my dark side kicking in. All of us here at Anime America didn't really see L's death as anything sad. If anything, we thought it was more like losing a great game of chess. You have two mad geniuses going at each other, and L simply lost. When he died, I saluted him and said, "Good game, sir." Besides, if I had any sad feelings for L, they quickly went away as soon as his twerp spawns came into the picture. Truthfully, I think Death Note got worse after L's death. Mello and Nier bugged the hell out of me, the story dragged out, and the ending was terrible. So yeah, I didn't get sad when L died. The anime did. Ushio. God damn this anime! You got me with the tears when Nagisa died, but when you killed off Ushio, I flipped over a table and said, "Fuck it." You heard me. Fuck it. I felt so bad for Tomoya. He lost his wife to a tragic illness, but at least he's able to hold on to this little girl they made together, right? Nope. You took her away too. What is wrong with you, anime? And don't get me started on the alternate reality crap. Clannad took away Tomoya's wife and daughter. It sucks. Nagisa deserved number 2 spot since her death was truly sad, but Ushio, that was just ridiculous. Ace. Now here's one death I'll agree with you here. Yeah, you heard me. I agree with you on this death. Ace's death was truly heartbreaking, and this is coming from a girl who's not really into One Piece. Still, Ace does deserve a spot on the list, but there's one really good reason why he's not. Episode 483 of One Piece aired on January 16, 2011. Even though the A-List Episode 4 was released late 2011, all 4 episodes of the A-List were recorded in a week around August 2009. This means Ace hadn't died as we were making this top 10 list. Like people saying Hetalia should be in the top 10 English dubs, a lot of you didn't know we made this list almost 3 years ago. But yeah, out of the 4 common characters brought up, Ace truly deserves a spot on the list. So overall, if we remade this list, you know what, let's just do it real quick. Here's an updated version of the top 10 saddest deaths. Number 10, Wizardmon from Digimon. Number 9, Diamond and Sapphire from Sailor Moon. Number 8, Wolfwood from Trigun. Number 7, Chrono Rosette from Chrono Crusade. Number 6, Hotohori from Fushigi Yugi. Number 5, Princess Euphemia from Code Geass. Number 4, Ace from One Piece. Number 3, Hughes Maze from Fullmetal Alchemist. Number 2, Nagisa from Clannad. And number 1, Kamina from Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. And there were a few complaints about Kamina being number 1, but you could just watch the original episode to hear why. This video's gone on long enough. We hope we've answered all your questions. If we see the questions pop up again, we'll just send them this link. For more updates on Anime America projects, just go to our Facebook page and like us. If you wish to support our production by purchasing our merchandise, just go to www.cafepress.com/AnimeAmericaPodcast. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned to Anime America. And na me